You don't have any right screaming at someone else that they should get a job or work because you don't know what their body.
Get a job, bitch! Like, what kind of behavior do you have to be engaging in where people are constantly telling you to get a job?
Begging. Begging. Panhandling.
Hey guys, welcome back to another normal gays video where we take on LGBT insanity. I am Brad Polumbo here with Clarkson Lawson.
Hey guys.
Clarkson, it's gonna shock you, but we have another queer person that does not want a job on TikTok.
Oh my God. This is spreading like a cancer. I don't know. Or maybe we're just really good at finding it. I don't know.
It's finding me. Trust me, I'm not seeking this out. It is finding me. This story is particularly entertaining. Let's take a listen.
So to the people whose first instinct is to scream, get a job when they see someone who is either asking for help, on the verge of being unhoused, or even already unhoused. I've been technically working since I was basically 14. I've taught art, I've taught music, I've taught voice training, I've worked retail, food service, customer service. When I was in college, I was working 4 jobs just to basically have some extra cash to pay for my art supplies because I was also in art school. And surprise, surprise, even working 4 jobs at one point, I still did not have enough money to get all my supplies at art school most of the time.
Hold up. What?
4 jobs?
There's more, but you're telling me you were working 4 jobs and you couldn't afford art supplies.
Also, you're telling me you've been working since you're 14 and you were never able to get a little bit higher pay raises as you switch jobs? Something's not adding up here, lady.
Oh, it's like I have never once in my life been told get a job. Because like what kind of behavior do you have to be engaging in where people are constantly telling you to get a job?
Begging. Begging. Panhandling.
So like this is such an easy problem to fix.
Right. Stop panhandling then. What? Oh my God.
Let's keep
She's
going.
probably talking about us because we made this. We did make a video about her. Do you remember?
Did we?
Yes, this is the same person that was in the car.
We've done so many of them, Clarkson.
I know, and they tend to look different every time they get on camera, but we've done a video about this creator, so I swear this might actually be it might be about us.
Ooh. All right, let's keep going.
And zooming out into a bigger perspective, most of my coworkers, through all the jobs that I've had in my life, most of them have been either on the verge of being unhoused while working multiple jobs or already unhoused and working while being unhoused. One of my best friends growing up was living in his car because he did not want to burden his mom with extra living expenses because he had survived childhood cancer. And instead of staying with his mom because he just didn't want to put that extra financial burden on her, he just went and lived in his car.
Okay.
Something's not adding up. Wait a second. If your mom has a house, how does living with her cause additional expenses that aren't associated with living in your car? Like, this story doesn't even make sense.
Maybe like a water bill, like an extra $5 to $10.
You could just give your mom the money for it, right?
I doubt the friend showers anyways.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry. I'm kind of in I'm in a crabby mood today.
Oh.
But this is the same person who was asking for money to leave the country.
Oh, well, maybe we should help out with that, and then we can all be free of this. Let's keep going.
Because that was a cheaper option as someone who literally already survived cancer. Unless you have personally been in the shoes of these people or actually know what it's like to have to struggle and ask for help, you don't have any right screaming at someone else that they should get a job or work because you don't know what their body is going through, what their mind is going through, and or what they have already gone through their entire life and how hard they've fought to stay here. And it's so tone deaf to scream at someone to get a job when minimum wage and livable wage are not even a thing.
Get a job, bitch!
I'm sorry, I don't understand. It is absolutely in my right to do that. And
you're asking us for money!
Yeah, like if you go and get a loan, they're going to ask you, what are you getting the loan for? X, Y, Z. How are you going to pay it back? It's the same thing if you're asking other people on the street for money.
And I'm sorry, let's make a deal right now. This non-binary looking person, whatever, I won't tell you to get a job if you stop asking us for money. It's like
Right.
that simple. But if you ask me for money, I'm going to say, all right, what's your plan to get on your feet? What? Because I am not interested, and I don't think most of our fellow citizens are, in subsidizing people who just want to freeload. And I don't need to know what's going on inside their body, actually, because if they're disabled, get on disability. And if not, frankly, it's not that hard. And a whole lot of people are on it who are not actually all that disabled. So get on disability. And if you're not on disability, get a job.
Yeah, it's also interesting how, like, these people will never allow you to question anyone. Like, they refuse to acknowledge that somebody could be lying about, like, whether they're disabled or what their situation is, or over dramatizing it to, like, pull the heartstrings of people who are giving them money. They refuse to acknowledge it, and that's, like, a clear indicator that they're taking part in it, that they are lying.
And this
'Cause
person.
two videos ago, she was saying she needs to flee the country because she's trans. Now it's because she's about to be homeless? What?
Oh my gosh. So, but the other thing too is like they're saying, well, don't say get a job because for all you know, they already have a job, but the minimum wage just isn't high enough. Okay, so a couple things on that, but one is that like I feel like that if that was the case, y'all would lead with that. In your beggar video, you would say, "Listen, I'm already doing 50 hours a week at the 7-Eleven. I'm just not making enough to make ends meet. Please help me out." Am I crazy, or would they not include that in the video if it was true? The reason they don't want us to ask is because they're not doing that.
Correct. Yeah, no, she's not working. Her partner's working in retail, and she's too sick, to work.
Oh, let me guess, more allergies?
I don't know, but you know what? On the bright side, in this video, she does look cleaner than the last. Taking my
The
advice.
bar is in hell.
She looks cleaner, the hair looks a lot, less greasy, so I am gonna applaud her for this video because it looks like we're heading in the right direction.
we we should just start sending them like bigger Venmos every time they improve their hygiene slightly.
Clean hair plus $10.
I'll tell you what, get rid of the septum rings. I'll send you 100.
And then honestly, by the time we get to 1,000, they'll most likely be ready to work.
Or
And
ready to flee the country. No, they will not be ready to work. They'll have some new allergy. The allergy is they're allergic to getting a job.
yeah,
And so
actually.
they're trying to redefine get a job into like a microaggression rather than having to explain why they're not getting a job.
That's so true. That's literally the way she just framed this whole video, is that you can't say with a job to somebody who doesn't. That's wild. Also, I'm still stuck on the fact that she's worked since she was 14. I started working when I was 14. And every single position that I was in, I would try to leverage that to get a better position when I'm moving forward. I feel like that's more than possible to be able to make a living wage by the time you're what, 23, 25, if you've been working since you were 14. Also, you went to college. What
Oh,
did you
did
study?
they?
Yeah.
Oh, so I will say that, like, listen, if you are that far into life and have no skills or anything to offer other that could get you any job above bare minimum wage, there's something going on there. Like, that's not normal. That's not
Well, we know
typical.
that.
Well, um,
Yeah.
even people who didn't go to college at all, just graduate straight from high school, they can often get some kind of job that ends up paying more than like basically no one works for the federal minimum wage. Like it's a tiny, 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 tiny percent of Americans. So if you those are the only jobs you can obtain, like that might be a you thing.
Yeah, when I was, like, 15, I ended up making more than I started working minimum wage, but I ended up making more within, like, a year. Like, it's just not a thing. But
You know.
I will say a silver lining here, she talked a lot about her art, so she's most likely just, like, a hyper creative person who doesn't have any discipline and just wants to pursue her free expression,
Where's
and
the
I think
silver lining part?
well, I'm saying maybe, if she watches this video, because clearly she watched her last one, just find some discipline in your creativity, and then your life might get a little bit better. How about that?
I don't know. Free advice from us to you. More community service from the normal gays. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you aren't yet. Make sure to check out Clarkson's channel linked in the description. And we'll be back with more Normal Gays content real soon.